selection is they will screen based on your GATE score and this only. Because like in as I faced almost all the ITs, so like IIT Bombay, I think they have that criteria.
So hello everyone, my name is Pritam Paul and welcome to another video. And in this video, we have a guest here today, my senior Kalpita Di. So recently she got the PhD in IIT Kharagpur, and another good news is she got the Prime Minister Research Fellowship, which is called PMRF. She got that one also. So what the thing is actually why I have invited her today. The thing is she has gone through a lot of interviews for the PhD in different IITs, almost every IIT I guess, or every popular IIT. So she has a lot of experience, so that she could share her experience. Neither that experience could be beneficiary for the upcoming PhD aspirants in various IITs, I guess. So that's why I invited her. So without wasting the time, let's start the video then. So welcome Didi, welcome to my YouTube channel, and thank you so much for having the time with us. So first of all, please introduce yourself.
Myself Kalpita Na, and currently I'm pursuing my PhD at Chemical Engineering Department at IIT Kharagpur, and recently I'm being upgraded to PMRF fellow. So yeah, I did my BTech from NIT Agartala, and I passed that with 8.63 CGPA in Chemical Engineering Department itself. And then I cleared GATE, and after that I went for my MTech at IIT Dhanbad, and at IIT Dhanbad I cleared that with 8.86 CGPA. Then after that, I faced many interviews and got selected at IIT Roorkee itself. Then I left IIT Roorkee and then went for IIT Kharagpur PhD. Then over there, now I'm currently pursuing that one.
Okay. So after MTech, please tell us about that. In what are the IIT means? In which IITs you went for the interviews?
First of all, IIT Delhi, then IIT Madras, IC Bangalore, and IIT Gandhinagar, then IIT Hyderabad, and IIT Guwahati, and Roorkee, IIT Roorkee, and IIT Dhanbad, and this one, IIT Dhanbad.
Okay. So as we can see that you have gone through a lot of interviews. So obviously means in India, in any PhD interview, what are the questions, what are the topics interviewers might ask? So I guess you could share a general perspective view of yours about the interview, I guess. So please, it would be nice then if you could share your experience with us.
Yeah. It's like you have to in chemical engineering you just have to brush up your basic concepts. That is, you have to keep your concept clear, and it depends upon different IITs. That is, in case of IC Bangalore, you have to just select and focus in very depth of one subject. That is, in my case, I've selected in my time I've selected FM, that is fluid mechanics, and over there they for one, and the interview went for 1.5 hours almost, and it was it was very in-depth question. One question will be there and it will be very conceptual, and in that question they'll ask all the concept about fluid mechanics. So it is like that. And in other IITs it will be like they'll ask many questions, and that will be like about your basic concepts. It may be about the derivations, like in case of chemical engineering, it will be like the conservation of mass, then conservation of momentum, then conservation of energy. It will be the basic derivations of in case of mass, it will be the derivation of that, or in case of heat transfer, there will be like basic derivations which we study. And you just have to keep your concepts clear, very clear. There won't be any numerical questions. It will be just derivations and conceptual questions. And obviously, you also have to prepare for your MTech, what you have done. If you have done MTech or BTech, you have some projects, right? So you have to keep the concepts clear about those projects, like what you have done, how you have proceeded, and what were the end results and all. You have to keep all those concepts clear. So in IIT Roorkee, they'll be asking IIT Kharagpur also. They ask everything about your project. And even some basic questions will be there from chemical engineering. But the main interview will be about the project itself. So you have to keep all the concepts clear about.
Okay, and another thing is that means what are the main BTech subjects in which means they might ask about means they might ask for any questions, like if there is any BTech student who is trying to get into a direct PhD,
it
then
depends upon you. It depends upon you actually, because we have in chemical engineering, I have not much idea. I don't have much idea about the other branches, but in chemical engineering, we in every branches only we have some basic subjects, right, Peter, which are the core of that branch, core subjects. So in chemical engineering, it's like the core subject that we have is like engineering mathematics. We have, they will ask questions from that. Then in chemical engineering, we have like heat transfer, mass transfer, then fluid mechanics, then chemical reaction engineering, and after that process dynamics and control, and thermodynamics. These are the 6 main subjects from where questions will be asked. So You can prepare for any 3 or 4, 4 or even 5 subject, and even if you have enough time, you can prepare for all of them, because questions are really unexpected. In some ITs, you can face like from one subject they are asking very in-depth questions, and in other ITs they will touch upon all the subjects. So it depends. And yeah, mathematics is very core subject that they ask questions upon. The basic questions they ask from engineering mathematics too.
So, for example, if I give an example, then if I talk about the electronics or electrical domain, then the mathematics obviously means the maximum question depends on the obviously domain, but the main alignment towards the calculus. And if I talk about the computer science, it obvious that the alignment would be upon linear algebra, then set theory, probability. These are the things. Obviously, in electronics domain also these are needed. Linear algebra is one of the
That's
most
not like
important
that. They may ask questions from algebra also. They may ask questions from calculus also. It depends upon them. They
Yeah.
may give you a scenario where you have to apply some things, like
Okay.
apply either calculus or algebra or differential equations. That depends upon you. Maybe they will give one differential equation to you, and you have to apply methods to solve it. Like you can apply Laplace also over there. So it depends upon you. What you like.
That means there is no specific alignment in case of chemical engineering. You were saying that.
You just have to keep the basics clear, na? Like differential equation. There are different methods for differential equation for solving them, and even for calculus also there are main methods for solving calculus. Like there are many methods, but you have to know, like when you will observe a question, you should know like which method will be applied here. So you have to keep your concepts clear for that. There is no specific syllabus like they will ask from that, because engineering mathematics is a vast one. And like this geometry, I have not faced any question asked from there. But yeah, calculus and differential equation, Laplace, this must be clear. And even algebra also, this must be clear. They ask
Algebra
from
means you are talking about probability, set theory, linear algebra, this kind of topics.
they like ask, sometimes may ask question from them, but basic like more important topics are differential equations and calculus. Those are like they ask questions mainly from.
Okay, so another thing is means obviously there are various important subjects, and as you have said that the only theory part is there and all, there won't be any numerical question. But the thing is,
No, obviously, like numerical question won't be asked to you, na? It will be an interview. They won't like, they will ask you derivations. They will see your approach to that, how to solve this. Like one physical scenario they may give you, and they may ask you what method will you apply there, and what will be the energy equations, like what will be the basic things you will apply there. Like in some scenario there will be only momentum change, or only mass change. Mass change will be there always. So like if the mass is not conserved, like mass is changing, then you will apply mass conservation over there. So then mass conservation will be applied. Then if momentum is changing, you will apply momentum, and if temperature is changing, then you will apply energy equation over there. So you have to understand which to apply over there. So,
yeah, but my question actually I was about to asking that the thing is, if I talk about the selection procedure, so what do you think, that they will go through the gate score, or they will look into the interview only, or it's all about your CV, that the overall profile will impact on the
selection is they will screen based on your gate score and this only, because like in based on specific gate score they are not allowing in some branches. So it depends upon finally up to the gate score and your CGPA. That will be the screening process, and after once you pass the screening process, then in your interview will be solely based upon your experience of the interview, like how you answer and all, like your performance. That doesn't depend upon your score and all.
Okay, and now let's talk about the PMRF one. So as far as I know that in chemical engineering department there are very few students in the country who got the PMRF scholarship. So if I just ask for the criteria that by which they are selecting the candidates, can you please tell us about that, so that students could prepare? I guess they could have
It's
some
like
help.
up till previous year they used to select based on interview, but from this year, like from 2020 itself, they are selecting direct entry basis. I'm saying that they are selecting based on your background, like whatever, like what prizes you have received till now, what type of prizes have you received, what are your achievements, that is achievement have you received, then what exams have you cleared, from which college you have passed, what is your CGPA and all. Based upon that they'll select, solely based upon that. And then they will ask for your research proposal, then they'll ask for your SOP, and based on that they'll select. First your college will select, then the institute that will be organizing that PMRF on that specific year.
IIT Delhi, I guess, then this year, right?
This year they have IIT Delhi, so maybe it will be IIT Delhi only, I don't know. So yeah, they'll be scrutinizing you based on that, based on solely upon your background.
Okay, so that means the SOP is also a big factor, that why you are applying for Prime Minister
SOP,
Research Fellowship.
basically research proposal is the main thing that is required.
Okay.
Research proposal.
Okay.
So your research proposal, then your recommendation, who are recommending for you. then your, even if you have any experience, that also matters.
So if I
Because
ask
it is-
for the chemical engineering department specifically, as you are in chemical domain, so that's why I'm asking that. What do you think? Means if anyone is going for PhD, is it necessary to learn code, to have the knowledge on basic programming skills, then software like MATLAB, and there are various softwares also in chemical. So what do you think? Means that kind of soft skills also students should contain.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and
That
basic
also, like,
programming
software
is also
skills
needed.
basically, no, it's not required. It is just for decorating your CV. So if you submit
Okay.
your CV, that will just decorate it. But mainly research is all about, the PMRF is all about a research. So if your research is based on simulation, and if you will have simulation experience, or if you know about that, then obviously it will be a plus point for you. So it solely depends upon, and if your research is completely based on experiments, then it won't matter, right? So it depends upon your research, what type of research you're doing.
Okay. So at the end, would you like to give any tips or any advice to those who are watching this video and who will be applying for PhD in different IITs? Would you like to give some tips to them?
Yeah, like just keep your concepts clear, keep a clear mind, and if you are doing projects in MTech or in BTech, just have a clear idea of what you're doing, and have a clear outline of your, if you are publishing a paper, then well and good. So all this only matters. Like, you should have a clear idea what you're doing, which path you are going, and why you are taking that path. So yeah.
Okay, and another question was there that means actually this question is being asked by another person. Actually, I just asked few people if there is any question about all these things, so they can ask. So one question has been arised that means if you get a means year gap, okay, after your MTech, for example, you have just you haven't done anything, you just take a rest for 1 year, and after that you are applying for PhD in different IITs. So is there any like that they won't accept if you have any year gap?
I don't know. Like, it depends upon the IITs. As far as I know, I also have 1 year gap after BTech, right? So in few of the IITs, they don't. They have criteria like that. They won't accept the year gaps. But as I faced almost all the IITs, so like IIT Bombay, I think they have that criteria. So year gap they won't allow. Like, my friends also have given. So if you have year gap, then you should have very good scores on GATE. Like, you have 2 to 3 successive years scores. You should have good score on GATE. You should have good scorecard about that. Not only 1 year, you should have consecutively 3 years or 2 years. So that all matters. So if you have year gap also, it like in other IITs, it depends only upon your performance. So I don't think year gap matters that much. Only in IIT Bombay, I think it will matter. I'm not sure about that.
Okay. So thank you so much.
When you're applying, you should check about the criteria. They'll clearly mention over there
in the website.
Like whatever score you're,
okay.
Whenever you're applying.
So thank you so much, Didi, for sharing all the experiences and all the tips with all of us. And I guess the video would be so much beneficial for others who will be applying for the PhD. So we are ending here. And guys, if you really like this video, please share this video with your friends who are applying for or planning to pursue the PhD in different IITs. And if you really found this video useful, please hit the like button and let me know through comments below there if any doubt is there or in any topic you want to see any video in my channel. So let me know through comments below there. And if you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon so that every video could be reached you through notification. This much for today, guys. See you on the next video.